welcome to 30 Minutes with Government. I'm your host, Giselle Misudan York. In today's edition of 30 Minutes, Prime Minister William Marlin signs for St. Martin's participation in the United Nations MultiCountry Sustainable Development Framework. Minister Christophe Emmanuel addresses the recent string of fires that have plagued the landfill in Phillipsburg. Government of St. Martin delegation attends the inauguration ceremony of President Daniel Gibbs, and students of Lennon School tour the government administration building. All this and more ahead on 30 Minutes with Government. Stay tuned.
Family law, criminal law, labor law, corporate law, immigration law, electoral law, tax law, environmental law, inheritance law. The law matters to you. A joint venture between the Department of Communication and the University of St. Martin. The lecture series, The Law Matters to You, is aimed at informing and providing the general public of St. Martin about the different laws. We invite you to visit the official government website at www.stmartingov.org for details on upcoming lectures. The law matters to you, bringing the law closer to the people.
On Wednesday, March 29th, in the presence of key stakeholders, the Honorable Prime Minister Mr. William Marlin signed for St. Martin's participation in the United Nations MultiCountry Sustainable Development Framework. Through this new framework, the UN, in partnership with St. Martin and 17 other Dutch and English-speaking countries and territories, jointly aim to achieve concrete development results in the period 2017 to 2021. Here now is the Prime Minister's speech.
With me this morning, to my left, the head of Kingdom Relations, Mr. Mark Arnold. To my immediate right, I have Mr. Tom Woods, the UN representative in St. Martin. And to the extreme right, we have Mrs. Andrea Ortega, project manager for the National Development Plan on St. Martin. What I just did a few moments ago was sign for St. Martin's participation in the United Nations Multi-Country Sustainable Development Framework. Through this new framework, the UN, in partnership with St. Martin and 17 other Dutch and English-speaking countries and territories, jointly aim to achieve concrete development results in the period 2017 to 2021. The multi-country framework will serve as the overarching structure guiding the work of the UN system in the region, superseding the 6 development assistance frameworks currently in place. The framework represents an innovative approach which will draw on the complementarity and commonality of sustainable development goals, priorities across the Caribbean region, while following national priorities programming. The process of setting regional priorities was informed by the work of regional entities, national governments, and key actors such as the Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean, the ECLAC, and some of the region's universities. The Multi-Country Sustainable Development Framework will enhance St. Martin's involvement in regional initiatives and collaboration and enable knowledgeable sharing and cross-collaboration within the region. It is the aim of my government in our national development that with the assistance of organizations like the United Nations, nobody in St. Martin is to be left behind as we proceed on our path to a sustainable future. No costs are involved in participating in the framework. Coordination on the island will be executed by the Department of the Interior and Kingdom Relations in the context of national development and in collaboration with all the other ministries. The countries that participate in the framework besides St. Martin are Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, Aruba, Belize, British Virgin Islands, Curacao, Dominica, Grenada, Guyana, Jamaica, Montserrat, St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Suriname, and Trinidad and Tobago.
During the Council of Ministers press briefing of Wednesday, March 29th, Minister of Public Housing, Spatial Planning, Environment and Infrastructure, the Honorable Christophe Emmanuel, addressed the current situation of the recent string of fires that have plagued the landfill in Phillipsburg, commonly referred to as the dump.
As present now, the dump is simply telling the people of St. Martin, do not dump any more garbage on me. Don't put nothing there. I can't take it anymore. That's what the dump is saying. That's what's happening. We cannot put garbage on the dump anymore. And we dump everything on the dump. You name it. Car wrecks, mattresses, fridge, stove, household appliances, everything we dump on the dump. And yes, the Prime Minister is correct. We also take garbage from the cruise ships. We also take garbage from the Prince side. It all ends up one place, yes, on the dump. That's where it ends up. So what's the solution that we are working on right now? You simply can't put it there anymore. But you need to find somewhere else to put it. But not just take it as it is, the problem from one place, and locating it somewhere else. Because then you're just doing the same thing over. It is time to separate the garbage. It's time to bale the garbage. It's time to crush the garbage. It's time to mulch the garbage. And that's where we are today. We and this government, this ministry, have isolated over 20,000 square meters of land that we have asked individuals to vacate, to move, because they have been occupying government land on the landfill for a number of years without paying the necessary EDFPAC or whatever there is. Property that belongs to the government, belongs to the people of St. Martin. We have isolated over 14,000 square meters of land for whatever waste-to-energy plant supposed to come. We have isolated over 10,000 square meters of land now to relocate plastic, cardboard, bottles, and those sort of things. We are in discussion with Mr. Mendez to set up the morph that's going to separate the garbage, that's going to bale the garbage. We are purchasing a machine and equipment that have changing blades that's going to cost the government of St. Martin over 250,000 euros. That's going to mulch pallets. That's going to crush them. That's going to crush tires. That's going to crush concrete and put it in one location. Those things have never been done before. Never have it been done before. Why? That's the question that one needs to ask. But this government is committed in solving this problem, and it will get solved. It will get solved. Agreements have been made before in the past. Agreements that now have to be terminated so that you can engage with other contractors, with other companies on a way forward, dealing with the dump. That's the reality of it. You can't simply fix it now. That's what everyone is saying. Fix it now. But fixing it now costs money. People of St. Martin, are you ready for a 25 gillar to be tagged onto your GB bill? 4 and 5 cents to be tagged onto every time you buy gasoline, raising prices even more? Because it comes with a cost. It comes with a cost. We have engaged with a company and we have told the contractor that has the car wrecks in the location, you have 3 months to vacate, to move. They are moving today as we speak. We are in talks with a company that's going to take all of that off of St. Martin for free. Every car wreck. We don't have to spend not 1 cent. That's the engagement that the Ministry of Environment and this government has taken on thus far, dealing and isolating the situation on the landfill.
The situation at the landfill was also addressed by the Minister of Health, Social Development and Labor, the Honorable Emil Lee. In an excerpt from a press release issued by his cabinet, the minister states that he understands and shares the community's outrage and frustration with the frequent fires at the dump. Clearly, the situation is unacceptable and negatively affecting our children, our elderly, and the entire population of St. Martin, the press release reads. Based on conversations with Minister Christophe Emmanuel, I believe that he and his department are working diligently to provide a definite and structural interim and long-term solution to waste management. The continuous burning of the dump is a serious public health hazard and concern for the community and the entire Council of Ministers. Minister Lee ends his press statement by stating that the Ministry of VSA is in regular communication with ROMI and will provide support to ensure that all health concerns are integrated into future plans. In a recent celebration of World Oral Health Day, a daycare oral health competition was organized as part of a week-long schedule of dental health awareness activities. The toddlers and parents were to submit a coloring page, one colored by a parent and one by a toddler. The competition was successful as more than 40 submissions were received by the organizing committee World Oral Health Day. The winners of the competition were, first place, the Bright Start Early Stimulation, Aiden Philippia; second place, Children's World, Sequoia Smeeze; and third place, Ideal Play School, Mia Van Dyke. The children received prizes, amongst others placement trophies and medals. The celebration was concluded last week when the children received a healthy snack and a bottle of water from the Department of Collective Prevention Services Committee World Oral Health Day.
(2017) Public Holiday Schedule. Good Friday, Friday, April 14. Easter Sunday, Sunday, April 16. Easter Monday, Monday, April 17. King's Day, Thursday, April 27. Labor Day, Monday, May 1st. Carnival Day, Tuesday, May 2nd. Ascension Day, Thursday, May 25th. Whit Sunday, Sunday, June 4th. Emancipation Day, Saturday, July 1st. Constitution Day, Monday, October 9th. St. Martin's Day, Saturday, November 11th. Christmas Day, Monday, December 25th. Boxing Day, Tuesday, December 26th. And New Year's Day, Monday, January 1st, 2018. The 2017 public holiday schedule can also be viewed on the official website of the Government of St. Martin, www.stmartingov.org.
Thanks to an MOU recently signed by Minister Christophe Emmanuel, a locally formed company, Adapter Stop St. Martin, is set to provide solar-powered bus shelters later this year at planned bus stops around the island. Adapter Stop currently operates in islands like Barbados, St. Kitts, and Nevis, where the company provides seating and shade for public transit commuters at no cost to government, as the structures are financed by advertising. From the perspective of the St. Martin road usage, the bus shelter project provides an opportunity to provide safe access points to public transit and manage local traffic with designated bus stops. The minister notes, bus shelters create a reason for the public to stand at bus stops as commuters seek shade and protection from rain. The buses then tend to operate more predictably because they stop where people congregate. This alone will alleviate unnecessary traffic jams that stopping on the road is presently creating due to the lack of proper shaded bus stops. The placement of the bus stops will be done in collaboration with other ministries, like the Ministries of Tiat and Justice, to ensure that we get the best of all aspects involved, like the public transportation regulations, the traffic aspects for stops, just to name a few angles, the minister added. A delegation from the government of St. Martin attended the inauguration ceremony of President Daniel Gibbs. Here now with the story is Cedric Peterson.
On Sunday, April 2nd, His Excellency Governor Eugene Holliday and his spouse, President of Parliament, the Honorable Sarah Westcott Williams, and Prime Minister, the Honorable William Marlin and his spouse, formed the delegation of the government of St. Martin that attended the inauguration ceremony of President of the Collectivité of French St. Martin, Daniel Gibbs. President Gibbs in his address highlighted the urgent need to take the working relationship between both sides of the island to a higher level, one that would be represented as a St. Martin United Congress.
I now wish to draw your attention to certain facts this morning. Let us express things as they are. Cooperation today lies only on the goodwill of a handful of individuals. I do have a much higher idea of the cooperation that should exist between both sides of this island. Our small island, centuries ago, was built on a wide desire of a shared destiny, which is an example of the construction of the distant Europe well before time. With respect to our history and its servants, in my opinion, our cooperation deserves more than a hug and a handshake in French Quarter on the 11th of November. Let us move beyond the protocol. Let us give this cooperation a reality. Let us take back our fellow citizens to that desire of a shared destiny and a common future. That's why I would like my plan of building the St. Martin United Congress, French and Dutch, to obtain a favorable response from you, policymakers and representatives of St. Martin, as soon as possible. I know, my dear friends, I can depend on you to give our friendly island all its meaning. As the President of the Collectivité, Cooperation and European Affairs shall remain my prerogatives. These matters are crucial to the future of our territory and must be reconsidered in good understanding and full fraternity by the heads of our respective executive, in my opinion.
President of the French Collectivité, Daniel Gibbs. At the end of the inauguration ceremony, members of the St. Martin delegation made use of the opportunity to personally congratulate President of the Collectivité, Daniel Gibbs, and the members of his team. Prime Minister William Marlin stated that he looks forward to working closely with the new administration in Marigot and to further strengthen the relationship between both governments and the citizens of the island.
Friday, March 31st, 2017, will be long remembered by the students of Cycle 1, Grade 1 of the Lennon Connor School as they visited the new government administration building and got the opportunity to meet and greet most of the ministers. On the first half of the tour, led by Mr. Edno Lebega, the students and their teacher, Miss Alicia Lake, were taken to the 4th floor of the building where they met civil servants and department heads working in the Ministry of General Affairs. Prime Minister, the Honorable William Marlin, completed the second half of the tour by guiding the students to each of the cabinets of the Council of Ministers. Prime Minister Marlin explained the young students that the visit was extra special to him as more than 40 years ago he became the principal of the same school. Each minister took the time to welcome the students with open arms and gave them brief explanations of their function within the Council of Ministers. As the tour concluded, the students were presented with a small gift package and a handout especially prepared for them with photos and information about the cabinet ministers. Tuesday, March 28th, saw the arrival of an inaugural charter flight from Health City, Cayman Islands. Health City, Cayman Islands, has reached a groundbreaking agreement with SZV Social and Health Insurances, the national health insurance provider in St. Martin, to provide specialized surgical and diagnostic care to St. Martin residents. As part of the agreement with SZV, Health City Cayman Islands will provide tertiary health care to St. Martin patients who are awaiting treatments that are unavailable within the country. The new partnership with Health City allows SZV to tap into its resources to take care of a backlog of approximately 100 patients who have been waiting for services mainly in neurology, neurosurgery, and urology. Aboard the flight was Minister of Public Health, Social Development and Labor, the Honorable Emil Lee, who was returning from a visit to the JCI-accredited hospital. At the airport, the minister held a joint press conference with Parveen Butcher, Chief Customer Officer, SZV Social and Health Insurances, St. Martin, and Shamari Scott, Director of Marketing, Health City, Cayman Islands.
SZV is very delighted to be here present today to be part of this very important first flight for our patients to the Cayman Islands. SZV looking forward to partnering up with the Cayman Islands, especially to deal with a backlog of patients that we are currently experiencing. We are currently experiencing a backlog when it comes to 3 types of treatment, which is urology, neurology, and neurosurgery. We are going to start with this pilot phase for the upcoming 6 to 8 weeks for a special target group, and we will definitely monitor and evaluate the results very closely and give our advice to the Minister of Health in order to together make the decision how to continue forward. Needless to say, SZV is fully supporting a general hospital for the country of St. Martin. But until we reach that point, we are taking every opportunity that we have to expand our network of medical referrals abroad. And I am happy today that we are partnering up with the Health City Cayman Islands institution. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Buttigieg, for your opening remarks. I now turn the mic over to Mr. Shamari Scott, the Marketing Director, Health City Cayman Islands. You have the floor.
Thank you, and thank you for the warm welcome. And Prime Minister, just want to state, in a previous life, I was the Director of Tourism for the Cayman Islands. So back in, I think it was 2003, you had the big opening of your port facility, and I was here, and of that 600,000, I must have been 1,000 visits since then. So St. Martin's like my second home, so this definitely isn't the first and definitely won't be the last, but to your point, now that we have direct service, I can get more of my friends to come and experience the St. Martin that I've been telling them about. So protocol already being established, I want to thank you all for being here today while we announce our strategic partnership with SZV Social and Health Insurances of St. Martin, and consequently, of course, the chartered service that we have with our national carrier, Cayman Airways. With the agreement with SZV, Health City Cayman Islands continues to grow our patient numbers and reach new markets to build our medical tourism, or as we term it, destination healthcare within the Cayman Islands. We have ongoing operations in a number of Caribbean and Latin American markets, in addition to agreements with self-insured companies in the United States and our own dedicated office in Hamilton, Canada. And our international patients continue to grow year over year significantly. Health City Cayman Islands treated international patients from more than 60 countries in 2016. As our 3rd anniversary actually approaches, we have treated over 25,000 outpatients and close to 3,000 inpatients to date. Health City Cayman Islands has achieved these numbers while maintaining the highest quality of care standards, bringing medical innovation to the region and continually expanding into new markets. As part of this partnership with SZV, Health City Cayman Islands will provide tertiary health care to St. Martin residents, as was mentioned in regards to help with areas of a backlog currently. However, we look forward to also helping in the other myriad of specialities that we have within Health City. While Health City Cayman Islands benefits by this agreement, we also know that we will be providing St. Martin residents with the highest of quality and, even more important to us, compassionate health care. We offer the services of highly skilled medical professionals and the latest technology advances in both diagnostic and surgical procedures and techniques with proven success rates. Health City Cayman Islands accreditation by the Joint Commission International is a testament to the quality of care provided to our patients at our facility. Our unique pricing model also offers cost savings to those paying the bills. We're also very excited to be able to outline the fact that we are vertically integrated and we have created a bundle that is all-inclusive. There's a fixed price for the air, for the accommodation, for the food, the meals, and of course for our medical services. This gives SZV certainty and helps to manage financial risk by knowing what your costs will be beforehand. Our first flight from St. Martin to Cayman will leave tomorrow and with patients and SZV officials on Wednesday 29th at 9 a.m. St. Martin time and arrive in Grand Cayman at around 1:30 p.m. local Cayman time. It's anticipated that the direct charter flights will continue for an initial period of 8 weeks with approximately 20 people on board each flight. Once the schedule is completed, Health City Cayman Islands and SZV, as you heard previously, look forward to the continuation of this service. Overall, the agreement with SZV adds to an increasing number of agreements Health City Cayman Islands has with regional governments, insurance providers, to become a service provider of choice for specialized tertiary care. Such agreements underscore Health City Cayman Islands' ongoing commitment to increasing access to our world-class renowned medical services in order to ensure that our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean can take part. I thank you all for having me here today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Scott, for your opening remarks. I now invite the Minister of Public Health, Social Development and Labor, the Honorable Emil Lee, to address you.
Thank you very much. Greetings to the Prime Minister and Minister of Finance. Nice of you to be here to welcome me home. A special thank you to my host during my time in Cayman, Shamari from Health City, and the government of Cayman Islands. As per typical behavior for myself, I asked for no protocols to be given when I arrived to Cayman because I want to be able to experience what our passengers experience coming into the island. And so Health City arranged the normal pickups, for example. But you know, in the past, one of the issues with accessing the services provided by Health City is visas and access. So the easiest access has been via Miami, but many of our patients here don't have U.S. visas, and that's been a problem. And so as we've looked to our discussions with Health City about how we access the facilities, that's where the direct flight became critical. So when I went to Cayman, I went via Miami, and I saw what the layovers were like and what the visa issues would be for SZV descendants patients. But I must say that the quality of service that was provided during the stay was tremendous. And it's very nice that all of a sudden our patients are going back to a Caribbean island where they feel more comfortable, where you have roadside barbecues. Okay, they drive on the wrong side of the road, but otherwise everything there feels very much like home.
That brings us to the end of this edition of 30 Minutes with Government. For video on demand, be sure to visit the official website of the Government of St. Martin at stmartingov.org. My name is Giselle Misudan York, and on behalf of all of us here at the Department of Communication, we'll see you next time.